Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to do 15 healthy lifestyle tips that I've come up with. A disclaimer, I am not a doctor or a nutritionist, but I have lost weight in the past, and these are a few things that I've picked up on that have helped me. I did study nutrition at college, which is not university, but I've learnt some things from obviously studying that unit, and I'm going to be an adult nurse, so I'm interested in stuff like this. Anything that's got statistics, I will say where it's from. It's mainly all from the NHS, which is the UK's National Health Service, so I think that's the best source to use for information. I wouldn't use Wikipedia, for example, because the information can be changed. This isn't just for people who are trying to lose weight. This is for people who are either trying to improve their lifestyle and want some tips how to improve themselves. Leave any tips you have to do with nutrition or exercise down below. I am always open to suggestions and new things. Hope you enjoy. Bye. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is water, which not everyone likes, and I think if you're trying to lose weight, really swap them fizzy drinks and squashes for just clear water. And if you're trying to improve your diet, maybe incorporate more glasses of water. It's recommended 8 glasses a day, which is a lot. So if you're only used to drinking maybe 2 glasses, maybe up it to 4. Sort of build up on what you are doing, or improve on what you are doing. There's a number of things that water's good for, which I'm going to read out. These are things that I found. It helps joints to keep strong, healthy and lubricant, which is good. It's 0 calories, so you're not drinking your calories. It can help build muscle, enables your muscles to work harder and longer before getting tired, so that's great if you're working out. It helps burn stored fat, which is good, and lack of water can force your liver to help your kidneys detoxify your body. So water really flushes out them toxins, so definitely try and improve your intake of water. The next thing I'm going to talk about is condiments. I think you've got to be very careful if you're trying to lose weight or have a better lifestyle. Don't splash out on them condiments all over your food. I mean, lots of foods do contain some of these things, such as salt, sugar, sodium, butter. But, you don't need to add to it. If your mum's already put salt in the dish, it's probably enough. You don't need to whack it all over on your dinner. Salts and sodiums and other things like sugar are dangerous for you. We do need them, but you don't want too much of it. There are problems with sort of sodium and salt. They can lead to high blood pressure, poor bone development, kidney stones, dehydration, heart disease, certain cancers and diabetes, and many more things. So just be mindful of condiments, and also sort of Caesar salads. The Caesar salad itself is probably good. You've got your salad, you've got your protein, but the dressing is what boosts up that calorie factor. Your whole salad together could maybe be 250 calories, and then you whack on the sauce, the dressing, and it's gone up to 500. So just be mindful of condiments and sort of things like that, because they will increase your calorie intake and they can be dangerous for you in high quantity. The next thing I'm going to talk about is breakfast, which I know a lot of people either do or don't eat, but I think it's very important to eat breakfast. It is recommended to eat breakfast for weight loss, and you do become peckish around mid-morning if you haven't eaten breakfast. I've known that myself. About 4 years ago when I was at school, I didn't eat breakfast, and I'd be hungry about 10:30. I would eat my packed lunch, and then I would go and buy lunch at lunchtime. So I was overeating because I hadn't had a small breakfast. There's so many different things you can do for breakfast, so I don't believe when people say they can't find something they don't like. You can have porridge. I make my porridge with water, not milk. I had to YouTube how to make porridge, which sounds silly, and a British cook came up and she said the proper way of making it is with water, not milk. So I make it with water. I add a teaspoon of honey or syrup and some banana and cinnamon, and it's dead yummy and it's dead tasty. You can add any fruits you want to it. You could add sugar, but be very careful of how much sugar. You don't want to add too much sugar, because sugar's not good for your teeth, and it's not healthy for you, too much of it. So be mindful if you don't like syrup or honey to not put too much sugar on it. You could have muesli, you could have brown bread toasted with peanut butter and bananas. You could have scrambled egg, poached egg. There's so many different things. You could Google healthy breakfasts and find something that you like, but do have breakfast because it will get you going for the day. The next thing I'm going to talk about is planning your meals. If you live alone, then you have full control of what you buy and what comes into your fridge. I know it's a little bit harder if you live at home. I live at home, but my mum does, if I say I want something, she will get it for me. And so I will sometimes go out and buy my own things if, you know, I'm in town and I want a specific type of food. So do plan your meals for the week. It may seem a bit of effort, but write your shopping list, have your meals planned, go out, buy what you need, and then you have everything in the house for that week, and you won't hopefully you won't trail off. If you can have control over what comes into the house, then if you don't buy junk food or chocolate bars or crisps, then it's very unlikely for you to eat them, because you're going to have to go out and buy them, and in that time you'll have time to think about, I don't really need this, I'm not going to do it. But if it's in your house and it's in the kitchen, you're more likely to go and get it. So just be mindful of what you buy and plan your meal. If you're trying to lose weight or improve your diet and well-being, then junk food and fast food and crap food you need to cut out. You're not going to lose weight if you're still eating processed high quantities of processed food, junk food. You're not going to lose weight. So either if you are really addicted to it, then maybe reduce it. Instead of having it 5 times a week, maybe go down to 3 times a week and keep reducing, because I know for some people they won't be able to cut it out like that. With me, when I started losing weight, I became pretty strict and I pretty much threw it out the window and thought, if I want to lose weight, I'm going to have to let it go. I would have a chocolate bar and packet of crisps every single day without fail, and sometimes more than that. And I went from having that 7 days a week to having it probably once a week or less. So I made that decision. No. I told my mum, can you not buy me lots of biscuits and crisps and this and that? And she didn't. She did buy it for my sister, but she would not keep it sort of in the kitchen area. She would kind of hide it, and if my sister wanted some crisps, which I know this sounds really lame or petty, my sister would go to my mum and say, Mum, can I have packets? And my mum would get them out. But it was a kind of a helpful thing my mum did for me, and I'm grateful. So it's not easy if you're in a household of people who do have loads of fast food or crisps and they are eating it, but you know, that's their choice to eat it, and you have a choice, and you need to take it upon yourself to have the control to say no to it. So really be mindful of how much fast food you're taking in if you are trying to lose weight. Like I said, reduce it if you can't give it up 100%, and it's not like you'll never have it again, but if you're trying to lose a lot of weight, it's best to sort of stay clear of it while you're going through this process. And you know what? I used to feel I need to have crisps and chocolate every day, and I don't miss it. And when I do have it on the occasions, I really enjoy it more than just, this is a habit, I'm having crisps and chocolate. I actually enjoy it, and you won't crave it as much. Food is not the be all and end all of everything. Yes, it's important, but you know, we need to have higher priorities than sort of crisp chocolate, donuts and whatever. But it's what we naturally crave, unfortunately. When you start a process of losing weight, you need to remember this is a way of living. If you lose all this weight and go back to your old habits, you will put it all back on. So if you're working out 6 days a week and you get to your goal weight, then yes, it's fine to maybe cut down to 3 or 4 times a week. But you can't go from 6 days a week to then never working out again, because you will put on the weight. You need to maintain a healthy lifestyle with, you know, a balanced diet, a balanced exercise routine. You're going to have to keep it up to some level. You can't go from 100% down to 10% effort, because you'll put all the weight back on. It's a lifestyle change, and you need to be committed to that lifestyle change. Well, this is not a diet, so have 3 meals a day. Have 3 good, proper meals that you've planned out. Don't think, oh, if I have 2 meals, I'll lose loads of weight. Have 3 proper meals. If you're eating the right food, it's fine. some people have 6 small meals a day. I personally don't, because I don't know, I just don't do it that way. I have 3 meals, and then I may have a mid-afternoon snack, which will either be a yogurt, some dried fruit and nuts. Be careful when you buy dried fruit and nuts. You don't want it to be covered in sugar or salt or sodium or anything like that. Try and just get fresh dried fruit and dried nuts. Cereal bars, again, some people don't like cereal bars. They think they're not very good for you, but I'm happy with the cereal bars that I buy, so I will have them. You could have rice crackers, which are very low in calories. You could have a spread of peanut butter on it. You could have some mashed up banana on it. You could have some guacamole on it, you know, whatever, anything, cucumber. So yeah, be mindful of how much you eat, but do eat. It's important. Have 3 meals a day at minimum. Like I said, I don't do 6 meals a day, because I'm just not in that sort of mind frame to be preparing 6 small meals a day. So 3 meals of good meals is what I have a day. Remember, you need everything in moderation. All the food groups are important. I know some people are like, you know, when I've been eating healthy, they're like, oh, but you've got cheese in that, or you've got bread. Yeah, that's fine, I will eat bread. I'm not going to never eat carbs again. You need carbs for your energy. What do you think I'm going to live on? Just celery for the rest of my life? You need everything, but you do need it in moderation. So be mindful of how much you eat. Like I said, if you can't give up junk food completely while trying to lose weight, reduce the amount you eat it, and maybe only have it once or twice a week. The thing that I love is cheese. Like if I'm having pasta, I could be really greedy and great for ages of how much cheese I want on my pasta. But be mindful, instead of doing that, have a small amount of cheese. You know, just a little pinch of cheese on your pasta sauce. Nothing wrong with that. There's nothing. You need cheese. It's calcium. But just, like I said, be mindful of how much cheese. Don't grate half the block of it and put it on your dinner. Be mindful of portion control as well. That's something else. You don't want to overeat, because even if you're eating good food obviously adds up in the end. So if you're having double the portions of good food, you may still put on weight or stay the same weight because you're eating too much. So I like to have a plate, and it's usually about this size, and I have my protein, I have my carbs, and I have my vegetables. Really, I have half the plate is vegetables, so I fill up on the vegetables, and then I'll have 1/4 meat, and then 1/4 whatever carbs. So have a small amount of carbs, such as rice, potatoes, pasta. Fill up on your veg, because vegetables do have calories in them, but they're a lot less than filling up on loads of meat and loads of potatoes. And then have a decent portion of meat. And I think you know for yourself, you know if you're overeating, you know if your plate's too big, and you can even buy plates that sort of map out for you how much you should be eating of each food group. So if you really are struggling, look online for them. This is something that I really strongly believe in and will not work. You can eat as healthy as you want, but you need to move. You may lose a little bit of weight if you improve your diet, but you need to move your body. You've got to burn them calories off if you're overweight. And if you're wanting to tone, you're going to have to do the work as well. You can't just think, if I eat healthy, I'll suddenly get a six-pack or my arms will be more toned. You're going to have to exercise. And this is what people really hate, but I believe there's something for everyone. You don't have to go to the gym if you're self-conscious. Go on walks. Go on a half-an-hour walk every day. That will make a difference. If you've been doing no exercise to doing half-an-hour walk a day, you will see a difference. Go to classes, Zumba, you know. Buy a workout DVD. Do it at home if you don't want to be in front of people. If you do like the idea of the gym, go to the gym. If you like swimming, do laps instead. Just, you know, find something that's for you. You know, don't make excuses that you can't find something or you don't want to go to the gym. Go jogging in the morning or in the evening. I don't know, find something that's for you, because you do need to exercise. It is good for the body, and these are a few things that I found from the NHS website that they say. It's medically proven that people who do regular physical activity have up to a 30% lower risk of depression, which is great, up to a 30% lower risk of dementia, a 30% lower risk of early death, up to a 50% lower risk of type 2 diabetes, up to a 50% lower risk of colon cancer. And the list went on and on with many other things. But, you know, they're incentives to exercise. And I personally find that I sleep a lot better when I exercise because I'm tired, my body's done something, I'm energised, and then I'm ready for bed. Sorry, I'm not energised when I'm ready for bed, but I'm energised throughout the day, and then I'm tired and I sleep well. And I think I sleep in a deeper sleep longer than I do when I haven't. This may be too much information for some people, but it helps with my IBS. Like I said, I'm not going to go into what IBS is. It's a bit of a too much information kind of thing. So Google it if you're interested in what it is, but it's not anything nice. But it helps with my IBS, it helps with my mood, and exercising, you see a difference in your body. You start to tone up, you start to slim down, you start to feel better about you. So they're the positives of exercise. Another thing that I got from the Mayo Clinic, which I think is an American website, and it says it improves your muscle strength, it boosts your endurance, it stimulates various brain chemicals to improve your moods, which we think we know what it is, endorphins. I get a natural buzz off exercising. When I'm exercising, even if my legs are burning and I'm sort of effing and blinding under my breath about how hard this is, I do get a natural high from it. So find something for you and exercise, burn them calories. Now this is going to be hard for maybe young people who are wanting to lose weight, and maybe elderly people too, but be aware of what you drink, because alcohol has a lot of calories in it. And I've known people from school who have left school and they've gained quite a bit of weight, and I think it's due to their diet, but they also do drink a lot, and I think a lot of their weight is due to drinking, and if they reduce their alcohol intake they probably would shift a lot of weight. I got this from the drinkaware.co.uk website, which is obviously a UK website, and they said 2 bottles of beer, which equals to 3.4 units, equals to a sirloin steak, which is 275 calories. So in 2 bottles of beer, you could have a sirloin steak, which is 275 calories. A pint of cider, which is 2.6 units, can equal to 1 sugar donut, which is 210 calories. A bottle of Alco-Pop, which is 1.1 units, could equal to 1 onion ring, which is 143 calories. Which doesn't sound a lot, but if you binge drink, you know for a fact you could be drinking up to, I don't know, ridiculous amounts of units. And God knows how many calories. You could be drinking up to about 2,000 calories in alcohol. And if you're doing that on a weekly basis, you're having a hell of a lot of calories just through drink, as well as food as well. So be mindful of what you're drinking. And I'm not saying never drink again, or when you go out you have to drink water, but maybe choose something that's got less calories in it, have that drink, then maybe have a glass of juice or a glass of water and then have a drink. Sort of balance it out, because if you're eating really healthy but then you're drinking a lot as well, you may not lose any weight because your alcohol is adding up your calories. So just be mindful of drinking. And it's dangerous for your body. We know it can cause liver problems, it can reduce fertility, high blood pressure, increase the risk of various cancers. So if you're trying to conceive, maybe really reduce the drink. If you're trying to lose weight, reduce how much you drink. If you're trying to tone up, reduce the amount you drink. Just be careful of how much you drink.
Food is your friend. That is what I believe in. I really think people need to know. It is not your enemy. It is how you treat it. Like any friend, if you abuse your friend or are nasty to your friend, it's not going to treat you nicely. So if you treat food with respect, and you use it well, it will treat you well. So don't think food is the enemy and you can't eat anything. You can eat all the food groups, but in moderation, and you will be fine, and food will be your friend. It is not your enemy.
This is something that I think you really should do if you are trying to tone up or lose weight. Take pictures weekly to see the difference each week, because it's hard to sort of look at yourself and go, oh, my arms are slimmer. You may not see it, but in a picture you go, wow, my stomach's a lot smaller. So take pictures, weigh yourself. Some people weigh themselves every day. I would not recommend that, because you're just going to get stressed over a number, and you could weigh a little bit more each day. It's just not worth the stress. I would say maximum, weigh yourself once a week. Pick a date, do it in the morning after your morning wee. Sorry to be crude, but after your morning wee, before you've had breakfast, weigh yourself naked once a week. If you don't want to do it once a week, do it once every 2 weeks, but don't do it every day. I think it's just not a good idea. One thing I would say is definitely measure yourself. Get a measuring tape and measure your bust, your waist, your hips, your stomach, your arms, your thighs, your neck if you want. Measure yourself and write it down and record it, because even if you step on the scales and it says you have not lost any weight, you may have lost inches, so you've lost weight somewhere. It just may not be shown on the scales. I had a time where I stepped on the scales and it said I'd gained 2 pounds, and I was like, oh my god, I'm so annoyed. And then I did my measurements and I'd lost an inch off my waist, I'd lost 2 inches off my hip, so I'd lost weight somewhere. But you need to remember that muscle does weigh more than fat. So even if the scales are saying you are heavier, you may do your measurements and you've actually lost weight and you've gained muscle, which is great. You know, nothing wrong with a bit of muscle. So definitely do that. Write it down. Keep a logbook of it. Get a logbook. Write it down weekly so you know your progress and you can see your progress. If you're trying to lose weight or tone up or improve your physical being altogether, it takes time. You need patience. It's not going to happen overnight like that. It's not going to happen in a week. It could take 4 months. It could take 5 months. It could take a year. You know, it could take 2 years, depending on how much weight you've got or how your body is. But patience is a virtue, as they say. So be patient, work hard, keep on top of things, and just keep going, because you will get results. If you're being consistent and being honest with yourself and sticking to what you said you're doing, you will see results. The last thing that I'm going to talk about, which I think is very important if you're trying to improve your body or lose weight, is even though you're not happy with your body at this moment in time, you do need to accept your shape and your body. And it will change once you've lost weight. But you need to realise what you are and accept it to a certain degree. Before losing a lot of weight, I really wanted to be skinny. I want to be skinny, because in my mind skinny was perfect. It was the figure that it was just perfect. That's what you want to be, skinny. And which is really sad, because I'm naturally not slim. I'm not naturally big or fat or overweight, whatever you want to call it, but I've lost weight, but I'm not naturally slim or petite. And I had this idea before that that's what I want to be, because obviously that's what the media feeds you and that's what society feeds you to a certain extent. But while losing weight and seeing my body change and realising actually I'm a lean, curvy person. I don't have a massive bust, but I do have a bust. I do have a small waist and I do have hips. So I like to call myself lean, curvy. I'm not slim, but I wouldn't say I'm a very big, curvy person. So I like to call myself lean, curvy. And I'm happy with that. And I've accepted that. And I think even though I am on a weight loss journey to lose a little bit more weight, I think my bone structure is naturally to be sort of that. It's not going to ever be that. I can't change my bone structure. But what I find attractive for me is women who have that sort of hourglass figure. That's my kind of body envy, if you want to call it. And which is crazy because before, to me, that was, oh, that's big, that's that. But now I absolutely love that kind of figure, and that's a figure that I envy or aspire to, which is more realistic to my own frame. So you need to look up to people that are more your frame than bodies that are completely different to you and that you will never get. You will never get that body, so you need to accept you, and on this journey you need to accept how your body's changing and the new figure you have. If you're very overweight, then you may not realise you're a pear shape or you're top heavy or whatever, but if you're at your goal weight already and you're just wanting to improve and tone up, you need to accept you're either an hourglass or you're top heavy or whatever. Embrace it, because it's the only body you're going to have. And I think my gran, who is 70 this year, said one thing she wishes she didn't worry so much about as a teen or a young adult was her body. And she did have an eating disorder, and she wishes she hadn't spent years worrying about her body. And when I look back at pictures of my gran, where at times she thought she was overweight or fat, she looked great, amazing, and that was after having 3 children as well. She looked amazing, and she couldn't see that. So really, you don't want to waste your years worrying about your frame or trying to aspire to a figure that you will never have. Accept you, and as Shameless Maya would say herself, do you, boo. Be yourself and be happy with you. It's not an easy thing, and it's taken me time to get to it, and there's times where I'm a bit like, oh, I don't like this about my body, but for the most part I can honestly say I'm 80% happy with my body. I know that's 20% is quite a big bit, but that's pretty high in my opinion, and I hope the older I get, one day it can be 100% I'm happy with me, myself and I. Hi guys, so thank you for watching my video. I'm sorry if it's so long. I didn't want to sort of just do slideshows of saying drink water, because then people would be like, well, why should I drink water? So I spoke about the things. Just disclaimer, I'm not a doctor, a GP or anything like that. I did study nutrition at college, like I said. I would recommend with exercise, go see your GP or your doctor first to maybe have a medical to make sure you don't have any health problems. You don't want to end up upsetting your heart. If you never know, you might have a heart murmur or you might have really bad asthma. So definitely go in and see your doctor or GP before going to the gym or doing any exercise, just to make sure you're all okay. By all means, Google anything I've said, but I've sort of picked things that have been fairly basic and obvious things, nothing too complicated. And like with the statistics, I stated where I got it from. I got it from the NHS website. You can do your own research, and thank you for watching, and I hope this has helped anyone who is thinking of losing weight or wants to improve their diet or their lifestyle. And if you have any suggestions or advice or tips of your own to do with nutrition and diet, please leave it below, because I will enjoy reading and I'm always open for more advice to do with it all. All my sort of things that I came up with, my 15 tips, will be on my blog. So if you obviously don't want to watch this whole video again, you can head over to my blog and read it there and take bits out that you want to try or whatever. So thank you for watching. I might not be doing a video on Monday, but it may be up on Tuesday, so we'll have to see how that works. So I'll either have a Monday up Tuesday or Monday, it depends. So see you next week guys, have a nice weekend, and thank you for watching. Bye.